Hey everybody, I'm Rebecca and welcome to my channel where I talk money and legacy. If you're interested in learning more about personal finance and growing your money exponentially, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and thank you for joining me today. Well, my bloody red eye has cleared up significantly since I talked to you last week, so I'm back to full screen now. I'm wearing mascara again, but just a little bit because I would say that I'm about 95% back to normal. But that being said, let's get into our message today. I'm going to discuss an issue that was actually brought to my attention by a subscriber who asked me to address it. It's one that I've recently been dealing with personally over the past year, and many of you can probably relate to it as well, and that is how to break the cycle of financial dependency, how to handle friends and family who keep asking to borrow money. Now, anybody can fall on hard times and need a helping hand in a crisis, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about grown, able-bodied people who won't take responsibility for their own choices in life. They expect you to be a crutch, and many times we become their enablers rather than just letting them hit rock bottom or pulling themselves up. And we don't do them any favors bailing them out every time they come to us with another financial need. And I'll be honest, I've recently been dealing with this too, and it got to the point where I just had to cut them off. They wouldn't accept no for an answer, so I just had to cut them off completely, block their texts and their phone calls from my phone. And this started early last year when a family member contacted me by phone and asked if I could extend them a small loan for an emergency home repair. Now, the interesting part is that this was not a close family member that I kept in touch with on a regular basis. And we've had brief conversations at our family reunion or a family member's funeral, but that's about it. So when they reached out to me to borrow money, I knew that they must have had to swallow their pride because we weren't that close like that. And when people ask me for money, I just give them money, not expecting it back. I don't loan people money because I don't want them ducking and dodging, making excuses about paying me back if they're not in a position to do so. Now, I didn't ask them how much they wanted to borrow because my goal was not to completely solve their problem. I was just simply helping them out. I sent them some money using Cash App, and I said, this is not a loan, but it's a gift, and I hope this helps. And I was expecting that to be the end of it, but little did I know that that act of kindness would become their open door. And 4 months later, it was a health emergency. The next month, it was a utility bill. And I thought, wait a minute, a utility bill is not an emergency. Now, I never knew their work history or anything of that nature, and I didn't pry that deep into their business, but I did share some work from home jobs leads that I had that I thought would be helpful to them to earn some income, either full-time or part-time. And they thanked me and said that that was just what they needed. But 3 months later, they were back at it again, wanting money for another bill. This time, I just said, no, sorry, but I can't help you. And you would think that once I said no, that would have just nipped it in the bud, but they wouldn't even take no for an answer. And that was back in November of last year. And little over a week ago, they were back again. And this time I had to totally free myself from them. I blocked them from ever calling or texting me again. Did I feel bad about it? Not at all, because I realized that I had become a crutch for them. I just learned that this same person had gotten money from a couple of my siblings as well, but my siblings had cut them off after the first time. They were not going to allow themselves to be taken advantage of. They nipped it in the bud. It was one and done. And I'm sure there are some of you watching me right now who need to break the cycle of financial dependency from some of your friends and family. And we have to realize that we are not doing them any favors by being their crutch that they always lean on. And you have friends and family that are a financial drain on you, but you keep giving them money. And some of you may have even strained your marriages because of financial dependency from friends and family. Now, I want to share 5 things you can do to make you and your family less of a magnet to these money moochers. The first thing is to get to the root of their financial difficulty. Some people are genuinely in a pinch. I realize that from an unexpected emergency or crisis, and they are short on funds. But don't just hand them the money without considering their reason for borrowing the money. Now, if you know that they're usually responsible but happen to find themselves in a bad experience, then you might consider helping them out. Just make sure you get to the root of their financial difficulty. Number 2 is delay any action. Even if you're willing to help them out or you sense something suspect, don't say yes right away. Tell them that you're going to think about it. And this way you're buying yourself some time to see if they come up with a solution on their own. Now, they might be persistent and bring it up again, but there's a chance that they might get the matter resolved before bringing it up to you again. The goal is for you to try to get them to carry their own weight. So don't say yes right away. That's number 2. And number 3, offer other alternatives. It might be a situation where you're concerned that they won't pay you back, or you just feel like they need to pull themselves up by their own weight, or whatever the case may be. Give them some alternative ideas. Rather than lending or giving them money, you might give them an opportunity to earn some money. Say doing some yard work, washing cars, or other chores around the house. Or you might take the approach I did by giving them some job leads that they can follow up on to earn some money. And without making them feel guilty, you can even offer them some financial advice that will help them to set their financial house in order, such as budgeting and spending habits. So definitely think about how you can provide other assistance rather than giving them money. That's number 3. And number 4, start saying no. And the sooner, the better. The mistake that I made was not saying no soon enough. Just like my siblings were one and done, that's exactly what I should have done. Now going forward, I won't leave that door cracked for them to keep coming back. The sooner you put a stop to their mooching, the sooner they will stop asking you. And I know that saying no can be difficult when it comes to friends and family, but sometimes no is the best answer. And you don't want to be abrupt about it, of course. You want to listen and hear them out. And you can say something like, I've given you money twice in the past. I'm sorry, but I can't do it again. Or you might say, sorry, but I just don't have it in my budget. Another option is to have a no lending policy and just stick to it. And so that it doesn't come across as a personal brush off to that particular person, you can let them know that you have a strict no lending general rule because you've seen it ruin relationships. And some situations might cause for drastic actions. Just because you say no doesn't mean that you're never going to get another text or phone call asking for money. In which case you might have to just cut them off, block them from your phone, and be friendly from a distance. Saying no sometimes is the best answer. That's number 4. And number 5, never loan money you can't afford to lose. If you can't afford to give the money away, then don't lend it to them. They might not be in a position to repay you anytime soon. And if you end up putting pressure on them to repay, you could end up straining the relationship. And before you know it, they're dodging you at the family reunion or making excuses. So never loan money you can't afford to lose. So there you have it. 5 things you can do to avoid being a human ATM machine. And as I stated earlier, there are circumstances where responsible people fall upon difficult times and need financial assistance, and we should give them a helping hand. But we shouldn't be a crutch for moochers who constantly have their hands out, taking advantage of our generosity. Now, my assignment for you this week is to write down the name of the person or persons you need to break the cycle of financial dependency with, and which of those approaches you will take, and then do it. Now, that's all that I want to share with you this week. Thank you for staying until the end. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts and comments below. I would love to hear them. Click on that notification bell to receive an alert each time I upload a new video. Until the next time, take care and bye for now.